prospects and picks or whatever and everything else that you can get, to try and bring as many young players as you can into the organization. But at some point, the people that are plunking down money for Major League Baseball, for tickets, want to see Major League players. And they want to see a team that has some semblance of, okay, they're competitive. I don't know what they're trying to accomplish, to be honest.
Yeah,
I mean, this is
they're
ridiculous.
loading up and they trust their evaluation. But again, for example, Mitch Keller's not even projected by many of the reports I've seen to be in their starting rotation. Was it 3 years ago that everybody was talking about Mitch Keller as an ace? This is the problem with these guys. You hear about prospects, they come up and they often disappoint. But anyway, we'll move on from that because there's a lot of time to talk baseball. Let's get to the lines. We have a lot of people on the lines. We'll start with Steve in Brownsville. Steve, thank you for calling. How are you?
Yeah, hello, Bob, Paul. I just want to say to Paul, it was great seeing you today on the ACC network with Packer and Durham.
Oh, a little Zeise on the ACC. I like it.
Yeah, I was looking at these bowl projections. It has the ACC winner going to, most of them have the ACC winner going to play Ole Miss in the Peach Bowl, but I saw something today that kind of caught my eye because it had Alabama losing to Georgia and then Baylor losing to Oklahoma State. And that had those two matched up in the Sugar Bowl. So you know how those things work? Because why would the Sugar Bowl take a 3-loss Baylor team? I'd rather see
marquee names. They're marquee names. I think.
Well, I think the big thing is if Oklahoma State beats Baylor, Oklahoma State probably will sneak into the playoffs. I would think if Alabama loses. So if Oklahoma State goes into the playoffs, the Big 12's New Year's Six team would be Baylor. And I think that would be what you're looking for, Alabama against Baylor. I mean, that's the way it goes. I don't know the order exactly who picks where, but I know the SEC team that doesn't go to the playoff would probably go, they definitely go to the Sugar Bowl. So you got Alabama there, and I would think that, based on who picks where, that Baylor would be probably the team that you take.
You know what I want to see, Paul? This is what I'd love to see right now. Cincinnati's already in there. What I want to see is Notre Dame get in there since Brian Kelly has left. And what I then want to see is Luke Fickell take the Irish job, and he coaches the Notre Dame team against the team he just left. And I want to see them beat Notre Dame or beat Cincinnati so he could be carried off as the new head coach of Notre Dame. Of course, that won't happen. But what we have seen is that Brian Kelly was a coward in his way out once again, reminding me of Todd Graham, reminding me of a lot of people. But Todd Graham really struck a nerve with me when he got out of here. And the way he did it the day that he was speaking at a coach's corner lunch, and then on that same night he's on a plane to Arizona after he just spewed all this stuff about being here for Pitt forever. And we're, come on, fast lane down, pedal metal, garbage. And so today, apparently, according to reports, Brian Kelly came in for 2 minutes, said goodbye, never took a question, and walked out. And someone on Twitter put, that's the most effective 2-minute drill he's ever run.
Well, again, I think sometimes we make way too much about how these guys leave and how they exit.
Doesn't it drive you nuts?
I mean, I don't know that, but it does. But there's no real good way to do it. And here's what I'm going to tell you: one of the things that has happened, there's a lot of people that are all up in arms because coaches are leaving at the end of the season right now, or they're even coaches are getting fired right before the end of the season and all that stuff. One of the things that's happened in college football, we talk about unintended consequences. This early signing period for recruits has really made it so that you have to have somebody in place because this early signing period is what, 3 weeks away, 3 weeks away. So, if you're Brian Kelly, and you're trying to get to LSU now, you're going to take the LSU job, you've got to go there because you've got 3 weeks to try and sign some guys before the early signing period's over. I think, I don't have a problem with what Brian Kelly did. I mean, Bob, the guy, they came to him and said, you got $100 million.
That's not what I'm saying, Paul.
$100 million.
It's the way he departs for his team. These are guys that he's recruited. These are people, he went into their living rooms and he said, come to me.
He at least.
And then what does he do? He leaves, he doesn't even take questions from the guys?
No, he at least talked to them. He probably had to get on a private plane to go to LSU to sign papers. I mean, there's no easy way to do it. You know what I mean? People are all up in arms about Graham. I mean, when Paul Chris left, he didn't talk to his team. He sent the same kind of thing. He sent a text out to to the team and said, "Hey, sorry, I'm leaving Wisconsin. It's my dream job." I mean, I think the guys know it. And here's the thing: nowadays, with college football turning into free agency anyway, and guys leaving for the transfer portal seemingly every single day. I mean, who the hell knows who's on the roster and who's coaching any team any given week? So I don't really. I think there's a lot of people that hate Brian Kelly, and this was just a way to attack him. I didn't see anything different that he did that this Lincoln Riley guy did, and Lincoln Riley somehow is being hailed as some sort of savior at USC, and Brian Kelly's the bad guy.
All right,
I don't subscribe to that.
We got more calls. Jamie in the Hill District joins us right now. Hey, Jamie, how are you?
I'm doing fine. I'm about to give Stephen A. Smith impression on, but my sources tell me, which I am the source, is that the reason why Matt Canada is on the employed by the Steelers is because they're targeting Kenny Pickett, because he's the one who was the last one that had worked with that organization. They're targeting Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, but the only thing I'll say about that, Jamie, is Canada went for them to work last year, okay? So he's been there for 2 years. Last year at this time, and even before then, Kenny Pickett was not viewed this way. And I don't know that they're going to give out jobs based on somebody who at the time was looked at as a mid-round draft pick. Now he's worked his way into a different situation. I don't even know if Matt Canada's going to be around at the year's end, Paul. I mean, he could be a casualty.
And correct me if I'm wrong. I'm really trying to. I don't think Matt Canada coached Kenny Pickett, did he? Kenny Pickett's first year was that Sean Watson guy or whatever. Remember what was the guy's name? Kenny, I think he had a couple years of that Sean whatever his name was, and I think he had Whipple. But did he have a year of Matt Canada? He might have. I don't think he did though. I thought Canada after the year with James Conner and all those guys left.
Yeah. We got to take a break. We'll come back. We have some Steeler calls from Mike and Jerry and Brad. We'll try to get those calls in next. You're watching the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.